That's the whole point.
Right.
Harsh.
That's the producer for you.
Oh yeah, hey Dan, I'm back. Remember?
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. That's the producer.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
It's not my problem anymore. I'm just sitting here. I'm just drinking.
That's right. Brad has another YouTube channel that he talks on.
Oh yeah.
He's given up on this one.
Yeah. I did all my talking yesterday on YouTube. I'm done now.
I have.
Yeah,
I have
and
no
what is
idea.
it? Hour and a half long streams, Bradley.
I know, right? It's crazy.
I need some headphones so desperately. Oh, there we go. Was that as painful for you guys as it was for me, or?
No, I think it was great. I'm a fan of it.
I mean, we potentially could have just put subtitles on for Dan, but then
Yeah.
That would have been really fun. But then I would just have sat here reading it and being super entertained.
true.
A cast strength where Hayes doesn't talk, that would be very scary.
I don't know if I could deal with that. That would be.
I mean, it
Well-
can happen.
We might be dealing with it.
Oh yeah, he's locked up.
He's locked up.
It's a real shame.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening, everyone.
All right, remember to like and subscribe. And Shadow Raids Legends.
Jeremy, I know you haven't been around so much the last little while. How I solve this problem these days is I just go like this.
Yes. Control is mine again. Although it seems hollow and not deserved and earned right now.
Yeah, it's tricky, But that generally has worked out for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm just tripping here a little bit because things happened and I was about to do them. So like the interface has obviously improved a lot.
It's become psychic.
Right. So what's
the new
everyone
guy.
drinking?
Cheer. Children's tears.
Right now, I'm drinking some Gooderham and Worts 11 casks.
Nice.
I have some Spey River bourbon finish single malt that
Nice.
I'll crack in a bit. It's not
Nice.
a single malt, it's just a malt.
I have cracked into another one of our samples. Highland Park Volknut, second Viking Legend release.
Oh, that's a tasty one.
Yeah.
That is really
Good.
good.
Nice.
I literally.
Greg wants to know who the new guy is.
That's Christina. She's been here the whole time. She's just got a different haircut.
Sure.
Oh no! It's me. The Void now. Sorry,
That's
I
right.
had an actual naming ceremony happen, so I have to put my title in.
That happened on our OnlyFans about 20 minutes ago. So
Naming
if you haven't
ceremony.
found that yet, you're missing out.
Oh wait, you can't see the air quotes.
Does exist.
That's true. Nika from the Barrel is fucking good shit.
Nika from the Barrel is great.
It is.
Yeah, pop some drams, getting into some Nika. Nice.
Oh.
And Greg is drinking mead.
We have a haze. Yay!
Guten Abend, good sir.
We have Hayes. I think he should make up for his lost time.
There you go. It's the Hayes show now.
Yep.
Oh, you guys don't want that, but I'll happily do it. You know that. I reluctantly accept the spotlight. And this is a great opportunity, actually, to speak about me calling a Peter Isla a Space Cider last episode. Because apparently my palate was so tainted from the peated Balvenie that I thought this Kalila was a space cider. And it still does smell super, 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 super delicate. The nose is very, very, very honey and creamy and delicate. So, but I am getting some more peat now on the nose. I've purposely not had anything to taint my palate before I had this dram. And I wish you guys could hear. I don't think you guys can hear what I'm hearing, and it's tricky to keep a straight face and keep going because I'm the kind of person that laughs as soon as they hear other people laugh. But yeah, anyways. Oh, okay. Is Vito somewhere in the background? Apparently he is. Oh yeah, there's no mistake in this for Bayside today.
Anybody else hungry for pizza for some reason?
Mm.
I don't know what happened. I wasn't here.
Just no, actively no.
Wait
I will
a
never eat pizza again.
I'm not hungry for pizza, but I'm slightly aroused.
Nice.
Greg got a noser glass. Cheers, man. They're good.
Very nice.
They're great looking, I'll tell you that. And obviously they're not, I haven't drank from one, but I'm sure it's the same principle.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's very similar to a Glencairn. Not exactly the same shape, but it's
So
close.
how do you compare that one to the Norland? For
Probably-
comfortability, just for comfortability, not like nosing and all of that jazz. Just
Probably
literally
about
like
the same. Yeah, it's like a little bit wider base, just a little bit more comfortable to hold with giant mutant hands.
That's the point I was going to bring up for those that are watching that weren't aware that you have gigantic hands.
No,
Same as Dave too. Like
Brad's hands are normal size. Everyone else has tiny hands in comparison, and they just make equipment for tiny-handed people.
And I am also average height, and everyone else is just tiny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's how it is.
No. I'm average height, literally.
Aren't you the same height as Whittington?
I am 69 inches tall.
Nice.
69.
Why would
I'm
you?
not- I'm not kidding either.
Oh, God.
That's what it says on his driver's license. 69 inches tall.
I'm not kidding either.
And it also says 40% off, but that's a whole other issue.
Oh.
Hey-o.
All right, got me some whiskey while all shenanigans were happening.
That is true. The noser is nicer to drink from, I think, than the Norlands. The lip is better. Norlands have a weirdly wide lip, and it feels fragile.
The lip on the Norland kind of like the double-walled coffee cup, right?
Yeah, like it's fine, but it's just
Yeah.
it's a little bit thick, like in a weird
Say it, Brad.
way.
It's thick in the mouth.
It is. Where these ones aren't. They're totally fine and comfortable.
Do we have any of that? No, we don't. I think I got rid of them. Oh, good.
Anyway, I got some Redbreast 21 now. I'm happy.
Nice.
That's good stuff.
Nice. It's so funny too, because generally you're either having some like super duper hardcore gnarly peated stuff, and then you got a nice aged Irish on the opposite end.
I love me some Irish whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish. I thought you were going to say that you love yourself some Irish, which then always prompts the.
Sure.
I can't get in trouble because he was covered, but we all know that photo.
You can still get in trouble.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
Definitely.
If he's paying attention, he'll punish you later, I'm sure.
No, I think he's asleep again.
He might be asleep.
I mean, he should be asleep.
He slept like twice this week. It's getting weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
He's so
No.
loyal though that he's probably listening to us, and his sleeping subconscious is gonna hear all of this.
Giving him really weird dreams.
Oh,
And
see,
Ian-
look, nobody
Ian,
bit.
that you're like, whoops, I was going to say,
Yes.
Nobody
Is-
took
is
the
it
bait
the-
on that. Like nobody. That was.
No,
I
no.
can't believe we're still not talking about pineapple on.
Somebody
pizza.
dock Ian's pay for being late.
It's okay.
no, I was going to say, is he late or we early? It's hard to tell sometimes.
I think we're early.
We might
Yeah,
be.
No, wait, no. We're on time.
We were on
I
time.
mean, that's pretty early for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's technically early. Like,
No, it's technically on time. It's not early. We're on time.
For us, it's early.
relatively speaking, in
No.
relative terms, it's early.
No, there is no relative terms. There's
There
only
is relative terms.
No, there is no relativity in the void. There is no reference point in the void to be relative
It
to.
would be very complicated to tell time in the void, I think. Yeah. That would be tricky.
There is either is or is not. There is no relative.
There is
Even-
only
Even that seems pretty fuzzy. Like,
What's everyone
Well,
else
yeah.
drinking? I missed it.
You missed all of that.
Well, I'm
So
trying.
there's mead, there's Springbank, there's Nika from the barrel. Or do you mean like what we're drinking and not who the chat is? Like what the chat is doing?
I don't. Who cares about the chat?
wow, you heard it here. You heard it here first. Folks.
Ouch.
Dan does not care about the chat.
I
All
love you.
those
I love you guys.
funny jokes right there.
So hard.
No, I love you guys very much, especially the little crew that we always have with us. I'm not trying to be. I'm not going to all of a sudden be a heel. This isn't like a professional wrestling storyline where all of a sudden I start hating on the crowd and like, boo, boo, chat. The chat sucks. You people at home suck.
Seems totally legit.
That's Tim Taylor at Tool Time, care of PO Box.
Well, as always, all feedback should go to arsehole@caststretchshow.com.
Where is that one? People have done stuff and people have not done stuff while I've been gone. There it is.
Yeah,
There you go.
man, this is actually really good too. This Isla / Speyside. Yeah, please. If you have any questions at all about life, about anything, folks, that email that is going across the screen. Share your thoughts or opinions on anything that you might have. If you really like,
It's an
Miley
excellent-
Cyrus.
Really,
Some
sign
people-
it up for weird newsletters if you want.
If you happen to be,
whatever you want
if
to
you
send.
happen to be Winona Ryder, you can also email that for a hot date, and I assure you, it will be a hot date.
It is hot in Australia. Yeah.
It's Australia. It's
No matter what.
definitely going to be hot.
Also, if you receive any reply emails from it, they will contain malware.
Certainly
But-
possible.
But there is no guarantee that photos will contain underwear.
I just said what I said. That's all
I know.
Yeah.
Oh
Get
man, I
Get some heel theme
Yeah.
music.
And-
man.
And if you need some merchandise, remember.
Sure. We should put some more stuff.
Oh yeah,
up
we
on
should.
there.
Shouldn't
We gotta
we?
figure that out.
Like the CD single of my heel theme music.
Sure. Could do that.
Can we actually? We can do that, can't we, Brad?
We could definitely do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to come up with some music, but yes, we could.
Oh,
We
that won't be a problem because
Dude,
we'll
dude.
arrange an evening where I'll
We-
have.
We have the music. Remember?
Oh no.
Sure.
All right. Enough of that PTSD rendering stuff.
Don't cause flashbacks for people.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
I didn't realize you liked that song so much, Dan.
I did. That was back in the days when it was just on the other side of the fence, you know?
Yep.
So,
But it was
so
all
much.
Canadians.
Yeah. Now look where it's at.
International cast strength.
I mean,
We are crossing borders. Okay? We are breaking new ground in international affairs. Right here on Cast Strength.
sure.
The veritable UN right here.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I
Canada,
can
the
give
US,
everyone.
Australia, the ever-ending void.
Yeah, I can give
we
everyone
got all
neutral
the
ground.
bases covered.
That's true.
Neutral ground is here. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, whatever we don't have covered, like physically represented by us, we have everything else covered in the void.
In the void.
So yeah,
Like right now,
you
it's
can.
Kazakhstan.
So basically, long story short, you can take everything that we say as pretty much like law.
International policy is what we're dealing with here right now.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
Right.
Solving problems, forming relationships, strong bonds between nations that can never be broken.
Creating some new problems just for fun. Whatever needs doing.
I don't know what's going on, but if this thing has anything to do with lions, I'm pretty sure we're in good shape. Or is it tigers?
Why not both?
Lions.
Tigers.
Lions? I thought it was
Ligers.
lions.
Ligers, sure.
Ligers.
Tigers.
Yeah, well, it's an easy cop out to say liger, but sure.
I'm almost positive it's lions.
I'm pretty sure it's lions. Dude, I wanted to say tigers, like I really wanted to, but everything's tigers. I'm pretty sure he says lions.
Like, I'm not gonna lie right now. I was busy looking for a sound clip to make a heel sound effect, and I have no idea what the hell we are talking about.
I was here the whole time, and I still don't.
I
know. You're fine.
I was quoting a Parks and Rec episode where they do the Model UN.
Oh,
Andy
I have
ends
all
up
the lions.
Andy trades absolutely every one of his country's resources for lions and lions. He's like, I don't know what's going on here, but if the thing ends up being about who has the most lions, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win. And they're dealing with like fucking famine. Oh, it's
You
great.
can eat lion.
Oh,
I'm
certainly.
not sure if I would suggest it, but you can.
No, it wouldn't be anything that I would obviously be doing. But I mean, yeah.
No.
Try telling.
My stance is if you can take down an apex animal with your bare hands or a spear without help, you're allowed to eat it. It's fine.
So you're saying cannibalism? Okay.
I mean,
sure. Okay. Fine. Hey, no judgments or anything.
I'm just saying that if you do kill,
Jeremy's just trying to justify because he knows the footage of him jumping off the boat with a spear and a great white is it's gonna come out some point. So he's trying to get us on the same moral ground as him. So
but also you shouldn't kill one of those apex, animals unless you are going to eat it.
Fair.
Right?
At very least, yes.
Otherwise, it's
for
just
me, it's a full stop. Period. At the first sentence, but that's a discussion for
which reminds me, Dan, you still owe me you eating
something gross.
Yes, because you wouldn't. Yeah,
maybe I'll do. Hey, maybe we'll do something. I still have in my freezer some of the world's hottest peppers. I grew them myself organically with like hardcore love and care. They are very, 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 very hot. They make your ears. It'll be super entertaining for anybody that watches me eat, and I will honestly eat a quality piece, if not like half a Carolina Reaper or something like that.
Yeah, I don't want you to eat the raw chili. That's not sport. However, a chili jam sandwich made with those chilies.
Okay.
Yikes.
I made hold on a second here.
Christine is just like neither.
Tonight.
Oh,
Lot 40 CS.
Yes.
Some tasty Canadian whiskey.
and Dan, not even a whole sandwich, just a little quarter, like a little, the little sandwich quarter.
Is he going to do this right now? Where did he go?
Maybe,
If that dude has just gone off to make jam from random frozen chilies.
No, but I do. So I made this sauce. It's got peaches, mango, Moruga scorpion peppers, peach ghost peppers.
See, that's a sauce. That's not a That's not a jam. That is not the
I
pure
will.
chili.
But listen. I
A little
will.
bit of sugar and pectin in there, and then that is jam.
I will. I will make a portion of this into a jammed substance, and I'll eat it on camera wherever, and I won't drink any water or anything for like 2 minutes or something to make it fun.
Cream
He
is
wants you to chug it now.
No,
I have
that's
three
not it.
words. I have 3 words to all of this. Chili
Scone.
jam. Chili jam. Hi-ya.
Fuya. Not
I
high.
have tons of chili jelly. I have some, but it's not. It's weak. It's not. I'm going to be fair and honest. I'm not going to take weak stuff and be like, "Oh yeah, this is hot. Oh, this is worth paying the debt that I owe." No.
So
It'll be legit. And Christina,
cream is allowed in your diet, correct? Like you eat cream.
Yeah, I try really.
So instead of a jam sandwich, a scone, chili jam, cream, just one.
This is just eat a fucking pepper. This is way too complicated.
It's so complicated.
That's getting out too easy. He'll just
Hey,
turn
listen,
designing me a
I don't think that
gourmet-
down too easy.
Jeremy's designing me a Michelin rated dish here to have, so I appreciate that. I can dig it.
Right.
Like, Christina will need to be present to notice any signs of medical distress that I may not be noticing.
She'll be just there with a penknife and a little bit of air hose from like an aquarium, just ready. MacGyver tracheotomy.
Oh my god. You know what I just found? Brad, did you ever get in on this, or was this a visit? This was a... Do you know what this is?
I don't think I got in on that stuff. No.
Okay,
Terrible.
my good God. Here's the problem. I can't... Eating this, and then any type of whiskey that basically isn't like the strongest peated whiskey on the planet is useless. But this is like candied jalapenos from Mark and Lisa from Silver Fox. And it is, I could literally, so I sparingly took some of this out and put it into a smaller jar right away, and then tried to like convince myself that smaller jar was all I had. And it kind of worked. And this sat in the bottom of the fridge for a while behind something, and then I found them the other day, and I'm so happy because I will literally eat this entire fucking jar of them. They're so good.
On that, Greg,
Just
I
mean.
have done a mustard with Ardbeg, and it is fucking glorious with cheese.
That I believe.
Yeah, I can totally like a nice.
Anything tainted with Canadian mist is shit.
Yeah, it's.
Pretty rough.
I
What
gotta
about
say,
Weddell's being tainted with Canadian mist. Brad's being tainted with Canadian mist.
it's
Both
been
are
tested. It's been scientifically tested. I've seen video evidence of myself there's unarguable scientific evidence that Canadian mist cannot be improved and shall not.
Look, I still think from everything that I've been told, because I've not consumed it, it would make great windshield washer fluid.
I don't even know if it would do that very well.
To be honest,
would
yeah,
not.
because it's not strong enough. It wouldn't even
Yeah,
fucking
it
do that good. It would almost freeze when it spread that thin.
Let's just look at the amount of snow that I am likely to ever encounter here, Hayes.
Okay, that's true.
fair.
That's
For
true.
you,
That's
it might work okay. For
You
here,
know what? Yeah,
wouldn't
it
be
would
great.
make really good Aussie. It would make good Aussie windshield. Yes.
Yeah.
I forget about those type of things. You know.
No, it's only like 106 degrees here in Freedom Heights.
Jesus, Murphy. We had a couple days of ice pebbling, so it's like not quite freezing rain. It just past mist, where it's just heavy enough that it's like collecting on itself. So like the last 6 feet, it's like raining, misting, and it just freezes a fucking layer of ice, but it's like nicely pebbled, and that makes it fun to try and walk around even on flat ground. It's very difficult.
These people hasn't seen you in ages.
It's the flu.
It's a floof.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, buddy.
That's
Not wrong.
That's good, James.
Not wrong.
We're gonna try and have James on a show real soon, upcoming. Whether we do a live, if he joins us on a stream again, or we do some type of pre-recorded material. I know that seems unheard of for this channel,
But
but
we used to do pre-recorded material all the time.
it will happen. It will happen again.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Brad
James,
used
for
to have
you
a
guys that
really.
don't remember. At home, James is a rep for Beam Centauri. We were just talking about Bowmore 18 earlier in a private chat. And
Dude, if you want to go live, I can make that happen now. Like, I don't care.
yeah.
In the
Oh, yeah.
meantime, I'm switching to some Lagavulin 9
Nice.
Game of Thrones
Nice.
releases.
I was also just talking about that. So I made a Instagram post the other day, and a friend of mine that has been to Scotland, she went over there. She's not a whiskey buff by any means. Had tried them, and she was talking about the Game of Thrones and how someone mentioned that only a few were good in that. And the two that I had were actually really, really tasty: the Clynelish and the Lagavulin. So, and I know I've probably said it before, but it's really awesome because no matter what anyone wants to say, that was a pure marketing gimmick. And I'm
Sure.
right, like obviously, and they did a great job with it. Like that stuff was flying off the shelves, and it appeals to, people that aren't even whiskey drinkers that are that hardcore fans that would love to have, that set on their shelf. But it's awesome when a gimmick actually has fantastic whiskey inside the bottle too.
I was going to say, I don't know if it was strictly totally all gimmick. I think there was a good part of what's a really good way to expose some people to some of the brands that they may not want to do, and this is the jump. And like you couldn't do, like if it was pure gimmick, you wouldn't have such tasty juice in each bottle.
Well, I heard it wasn't in each bottle. I heard that, and again, I haven't tried them all, so I can't personally vouch for it. But from what I understand, some of them were pretty disappointing.
Well, yeah, see.
But again, I didn't have them all, so I personally can't. I can't.
So a lot of the stuff, the people that I heard were disappointed in it are like, I'm disappointed. This is not their best offering from XYZ, distillery. And I'm like, well, yeah, like if you're from a marketing point of view, if you're part gimmick, part let's get people into other brands that they may not may not be aware of or have tried before, like you're not going to go out with the stuff that is that brand's like niche markets already love stuff. You're going to go to the more market friendly, but good offering. You're not going to go, hey, let's Lagavulin, let's do they did was it 9 year for the Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. That's kind of in between taste wise the 16 and the 8, in my opinion. Right. Like if you had put the 8 year in there, you may have gotten less fans trying the rest of it. Likewise, if you'd put the 16 in there, you wouldn't have had, it's kind of that really nice in between. Same with the Talisker offering. I heard some people were disappointed in the Talisker offering. I tried it. I thought it was a good expression for an entry Talisker. Like,
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Talisker by any means, but it was good.
No. But it wasn't. It definitely wasn't a bad Talisker. It was a good representation of what you could get in the brand, but it's not the best Talisker you're going to get. And I thought that was a really, really good way that they did it. I just think that sometimes when people give the bad, like, oh, it wasn't the greatest, whatever, or shitting on those, especially the Game of Thrones, like the Johnny Walker, White Walker stuff. Yeah, that was a bit fucking bad.
That was harsh.
Oh, that
right. Like that's a whole other kettle of fish. But when you've got people going, no, it wasn't great. I was like, well, put it in the context of what they were looking at. It's a spread of sample whiskeys. Where do you go if you have those brands? What offering do you go? Do you go for an offering of your average consumer, or do you go for that niche person who likes that niche brand and offer the best whiskey for that? You go for the mass market thing.
Yeah.
But that's just my business.
Yeah, bottom line, they did a fantastic job. Like that
hell
was
yeah. Oh hell yeah! And and the way that they released it as well, I thought was, I don't know whether it was planned or whether they did the second and third run, but that really fucked over the people that needed to be fucked over, which was the people who were scalping it and trying to get major money out of it by, buying all of the stock and whatnot like that. So having that staggered release was an absolute genius move. Whether it was planned from the start, like hats off if it was, because freaking well done. If it was reactionary, still well done, because it meant that more people could do it and they weren't fleeced and left with a bad taste in their mouth with the brand. Like, yeah.
Speaking of marketing, and James, I'm going to go ahead and share a picture of you here because I think this is the coolest fucking marketing that's happened in whiskey for a while. I'm going to try something out. I just click share screen here, Mr. Producer.
You should be able to, yeah.
Okay.
And then I just click this, man. Oh, no, I don't even need to do anything.
So Bowmore and Aston Martin paired up and had this crazy fucking bottling made, and the bottom of the Bowmore bottle is a piston from one of the old Aston Martins. I think it's from one of the old, like the DB5, I think. Wait, no.
Say there wasn't enough DB5s to be.
But they're all like some of my favorite cars ever. And so there's James. Look at this fucking photo shoot. How cool is that? Like he has the best job in the planet.
I love
on there.
You know what? I absolutely love the lining of the jacket. Just that coloring and the contrast, which I'm assuming is going to be a similar tone to what's actually in the Aston, because they generally have a really nice leather interior that contrasts the outer color. Like,
yeah, bright, nice, light.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's definitely something I'll be talking about with James. And James, if you're still with us here, did you get to try that by any chance? I know that there's only like one bottle, I think, in the country, so you probably didn't.
You are correct, Dan. It is a DB5.
It's one of my favorite cars of all time.
Which is, it's not exactly a plentiful vehicle either.
No, and that's the thing. Like, that's what everything about this is. It's a lot of marketing, right? And it's obviously very high end. It's super duper expensive, and I'm pretty sure there is only one in the country that was out west. But it ties in with that. It's super cool and everything, but the whiskey inside is likely to be fantastic. I think it's 30 years old or 35 years old.
I'm just having a quick crash course now. Because it's freaking awesome. I hadn't heard of it.
Isn't that so cool? Yeah. Like when I first heard it, it was blown away.
Oh, hang on, no. So it became an iconic event to celebrate the triumphs of the past. 25 bottles of the Black Bowmore. Goes on sale later in 2020. Aston Martin more. Okay, so there's going to be more projects down the track, but $65,000 for a bottle.
It's a bit steep.
Well,
when you consider it, like
DB5 at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. Like, just buying a block, buying an engine from a DB5 would be like millions. I would just assume. Like, I'm just
1.7. Just at a quick, very very quick look. So yeah, because there's not that many. Just for those that are interested, there is currently one for sale in Australia. $1.7 million. It's got 89,000 Ks on the clock, and it's a manual on the coupe.
How's the body look?
Oh, fucking mint.
Go for it, Jeremy.
If I had the money, I'd jump all over that. It's such a car. What a car.
Likewise, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous interior. Oh.
It's right up there for me with a 67 E-Type, just for gorgeous. I could stare at it all day. I could literally.
There you go. So engine number 400 in this particular DB5.
If you find engine number 420, Brad might half be interested.
That would be pretty funny.
Oh. Sorry, I got.
Hold on. Is that?
It would be hard to explain to April why we need a third car
No.
In the form of a fucking
Yeah.
old James Bond's car.
Why do we have to spend 4 times as much as we did on a house on this third car? But it would be fun.
But not only would cost that much money, but would require almost hours of maintenance before and after use just to retain.
Yeah, it would be
No,
crazy.
no power steering, no power anything. Just,
Hey,
But it would be fun.
that look has all the power that you need.
it does. It
It would
does.
be very cool.
It does.
And if you were wanting to ruin its actual value, you could probably, put fake machine guns that pop in behind the, headlights and all that other shit as well.
Really James Bonded up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that would be so cool.
Actually, you know what? I'd just get an ejector button, a functioning ejector button, just there.
Every time you use it, it costs like $300,000 to put everything back together.
But it would clean up the scorch marks from the rocket motors,
It would be so worth it, though.
right?
Greg says your Tesla's just an electric toy car, so you actually need a real one anyway.
I mean,
No.
fair.
Show
Fair.
Time out.
show the Tesla.
Uh-huh.
Just show Greg who's the boss, and then get an ejection seat fitted in your Tesla.
Could probably do that.
It would probably be a serious ejection seat too. Like you could fucking shoot somebody into orbit.
Listen,
No,
if you
man.
want ejection seats, I'm the person you talk to.
Get that hooked up, would you?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not even kidding. I make parts for ejection seats.
I would not. I did not second guess you for the split second.
Sounds right.
Your spine will break, but I will make it work.
I mean, at that point, if you're
Hey,
ejecting
listen,
them,
that's secondary.
I don't think you're worried about it.
secondary
You don't-
priorities, okay?
You don't put the ejection seat on the driver's seat. It's just for the annoying passengers. And like the constant fear of there's none of this. Don't make me turn this car around, kid. Like I'll pull over. No, just like I'll press the button. I'll press the button.
Instant spine injury.
Like that's parenting 101, right? Like your kid starts misbehaving in there. If you've got an ejection back seat, right.
I'm still going, but if you want to stay in the road, you keep talking.
And if you really misbehaved, I'll hit it when you're going under an underpass.
Ouch.
And then you can just claim negligent discharge. So, it's not manslaughter. It's different,
Don't ever say those two words together again.
What, negligent discharge?
Yeah, those two.
But that's how babies are made.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Welcome to After Dark.
Look, under 40 minutes before we got there. It's all good.
It's longer than usual.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rocking some of the Kaloman Burach.
All the soy sauce.
It is an accidental mixing of Makir Bay and a port matured Kaloman. And Ambirach means the mess, I think, or the accident. I'm pretty sure it's the mess. That countdown is slightly
Yeah,
concerning.
that's not ominous at all, is it?
No, not at all. But anyways,
Oh, dude, I live in the future. And also
At least
starting.
it's not counting down.
Right, it's counting up to
if it
I
was
don't know
counting
what.
up, it's better than counting down. But it still could be the same result when it
But
gets.
It's weirdly more ominous because, like, how high is it counting? What are we?
That's
Oh,
exactly.
what are we going
Oh,
for?
shit!
What did we
something's going
miss?
down. Oh yes, excellent.
Are we
Oh
got
my
one counting up
God.
and one counting down?
Oh, my anxiety is totally cool right now.
Instead of looking at it as like, oh, what's it counting up to? What did we miss?
Yeah, we're in the new. The new.
Welcome to March 309.
There is no new.
Quick, folks. Quick, folks.
Aaron is running the tribe.
Aaron, yeah. Aaron's running the tribe. Did
The
anyone
mods
tell
are busy.
Aaron
Time
he
to
was
shit
running the
post.
tribe?
Oh, this is actually really, really good. Oh, Coloman. I mean, this is not good, and nobody should buy it.
What's even better is we said we thought you were asleep before we started this too, Terry. So
Try to get all them beans on the table before he rewatches.
He
They'll
wouldn't
have
rewatch
to
that. That would
anyway.
take time and effort.
Fine.
I told you, you missed that part. It's Christina got a haircut. Okay,
Wow,
which
this
does
is
look good, by the way.
strange.
Thank you.
It's really, really good, but it's super, super strange.
It's a little harsh about Christina's haircut, but okay, that's fine.
So it's really, really good and super, super strange.
I have the same haircut, so trust me, I'm not going to talk trash about it. Like I literally have the same
It is
haircut. So
very similar.
Probably.
yeah, yours is way longer. I wish I had mine that long. It's coming along though. See, I can do the
Yeah.
sideways.
It's
or I
getting
can
there.
do the other ways.
Dan, do you have an emo band?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, fucking 90s is coming up. Just wait till he gets
Yeah,
those.
I'm waiting for Dan to come on Floppy Google's like,
Because, like, yeah,
Excellent.
dude, I'll be your bass player. We can do this.
All right,
Nice.
I'm gonna go get a barbed wire tattoo. And it's gonna spell out. Oh, it's so much better to use another name, but it's gonna spell out void.
No.
That's right. Spelled with an L.
The Barbed Void would be an awesome fucking emo band name.
It actually
Just
would
saying.
be. No, it actually would
Not
be.
bad. Not bad, yeah. I'd listen to them.
Mm.
Brad's in. Brad's in for one album, one digital download at least.
Absolutely.
When
And it's just going to be like Roger Daltrey-esque, just someone just running a fucking guitar while doing the chords across a barbed wire fence.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Roger fucking Daltrey.
Ah, man was manic.
Do you know how hard it is to find? You know how hard it is to find a Fat of the Land 12-inch right now? I have
no idea what the hell that is.
I have the same one you do. I'm pretty sure it's from like mine is literally an original.
That one.
Yeah, dude. So I'm trying to get
Oh, that
like
one.
a lot of my Floyd and other stuff. I've updated on the 180 gram, so to stop wearing out my originals that have been played a bazillion times. But Fat of the Land is like one of the most expensive and hardest things to buy. Even like the unofficial pressings are insane. Hey Donald, good evening, buddy. What you got in your glass, if anything?
There we go. Dan and the Stabs, another band name.
And the
I
steak.
think this is 180 grams pressing. I have no idea. I can't find it listed.
Well, either way, if you're ever in a tight spot, you could list it on Discogs and like pay a fucking bill or two.
Oh, is it really that freaking hard to get a hold of now?
Yeah, and it's not crazy, but it is. Like it's I again wanted to pick up another copy because I'm not gonna lie, mine was definitely scratched upon.
Have you got that yet? Robert Plant.
No.
That is worth getting. So Lullaby, oh, there you go, Lullaby and the Ceaseless Roar. But basically it's a three-sided. Oh, I'm going to have to go from memory before I get it out. It's three-sided. And then the fourth side, there we go. The fourth side, it's like Poseidon sort of thing kicking through.
Sick. Nice.
Hmm.
I love picture discs. I love it.
It's freaking yeah. It is a really good album just to Sort of turn the lights off, make yourself comfortable, and just crank like it's good.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. It's
He's
one.
not
Can I help you?
Oh, you just revealed your true identity there.
No. Just one of my aliases. It's fine.
The baby used for a while. It's fine.
It's no biggie.
It was basically his hippie phase. He had the long hair, wore sandals.
Preached peace, love, and harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then fuck off and disappear for a little while.
It's about for the album for
There it
new.
is.
It's $100 reduce.
Oh, no, I mean it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. There's way more, but I mean, it's considering like 10 years ago, it was probably 20
$20.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was not much.
So many. It's so weird. You guys in Germany, for some weird reason, have a lot of content down there. A lot of stock of vinyl. It's
Dude. So
weird.
last time I went to Germany,
Is that what it is? It's just some Aussie German connection that all you guys are just buying and trading vinyls?
No. So last time I went to Germany, this is just one I'd been trying to find for ages.
Nice.
Only place I ever found it on vinyl was
Nice.
literally some random freaking like disc shop in Germany. Dodgy vibe, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just give it a shot. Like they probably won't have it. They had heaps and heaps of like Bowie and stuff like that in there as well, and yeah, so I managed to grab the Stranglers.
Does
For a while.
Does that album have Golden Brown?
It's got Skin Deep, which is the one I was looking for anyway. No Golden Brown. It's Skin Deep.
I'll admit to not having a very deep knowledge of the Stranglers library, but I do quite love a few of their songs, and Golden Brown is my favorite.
Yeah, it's I think it's one of those bands that's kind of like The Shadows, right? Like you go, The Shadows what? And you play like one song and they go, oh yeah, I've heard that before. And then of course they did a whole heap of shit with Cliff Richards. It's Cliff Richards? And of course a lot of people will know that. And, yeah.
Cheers, Graham.
Cheers, Graham.
Cheers.
All right, so I think it's about that time we're getting close to wrapping up. So what's everyone going to finish the stream with?
Still on this. I gotta check out the pronunciation. I'm poor with Gaelic. I believe it's Amburach. And it's I don't know. It's great. It's very interesting the way it is. Definitely the most interesting Coloman I've had. It's very, very unique, and it's kind of opening up a little bit now. But before it was like you could almost smell the port, and you could smell like the ex-bourbon, like the nice vanilla notes, and then you got fruity notes, and it was almost like you could really pull them apart. But now it's kind of sweet and all mixing together. But Coloman can do no harm. I mean, if you're accidentally mixing shit together, and obviously no matter what, they're not going to release a ton of bottles of stuff that truly tastes like trash, because Isla distilleries just don't do that.
Well, and
you ask Christina, will tell you that there are some that will, but Laphroaig lore is not on the table.
Laphroaig.
I was going to say, like the Isla has that benefit of there is X amount of stock, a large amount of demand, that if you have a barrel that's a bit, you can always flog it off to the people who blend.
Oh yeah,
it's going to have whatever note is in there is probably going to complement some other, shitty space side or something, and in a blend work perfectly.
Yep, or flop it into another cask, nice fresh bourbon from US, and finish it for half a year or something. You never know, but yeah, you're absolutely right, and I'll still stand by this. A crappy cask from Isla is still better than a lot of good casks from other regions. That's just
Agreed.
my opinion.
But I think that a lot of that has to do with the depth of knowledge that they've got access to, right? So many distillers are in that area. From what I understand, they quite open with sharing information and stuff like that. Like, it's not closed shop. So realistically, you've got all of this knowledge, all of that data, everything there, and they share it. It's kind of hard to fuck it up.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like credit where credit's due here. Like, the Texas, like, those guys are taking a massive risk because you just don't know. You've got a rough guidebook, like a rough guidebook, and if you stick with that, you're going to produce something tasty. But then you don't have a lot of variance because there's just not a lot of data yet.
And when you go over, okay, well, we're looking at the last 8 years and our weather and our summers and we this and that. Well, Scotland's got 150, 180, 200 years of that data that you speak of to go. Not to mention, like you said, just the generations and generations and generations, and they've certainly been making whiskey for generations in the States, but not as long. So they've always got that leg up. And you're right. And on that note of sharing knowledge, Christ, it seems that almost there's never mind 7 degrees of any type of separation. There's like distillery managers that have gone to this and then this and this, and then someone went there, and like they've all worked at almost all the distilleries over there, right? So, and
they seem to be quite happy to have understudies, like understudies that they know are not there to take their job, or they know that if that person is just good, like that's for the benefit of the company. I don't need to gatekeep to keep, maintain my role. I've got other places I can go.
And I think that, that ties in with that whole movement, if you will, of this generation of our generation of whiskey aficionados, and really opening the door to inclusivity. And getting rid of that exclusivity and the snobbiness and the everything about it, the sexism, I'm not going to bring up racism, but there kind of is a bit of that in there, and the whole thing is on a huge movement. And for those people that are working at distilleries, especially these distillery managers and the head blenders and the master distillers, they don't do it for the money. I don't think there's anyone that's there that's strictly doing it for money. They do it because they're most likely raised in it, or they're extremely passionate about it, and they want that to continue. Scotch, as we all know, was in a scary place for quite a while, and it certainly wasn't booming. It wasn't expanding. Distilleries were closing left, right, and center. And now it's on such a boom with so many distilleries opening again and everyone being interested in it, and the world just literally exploding with whiskey. So like you said, they're happy to have these understudies, and it's not what it used to be, keeping these closed secrets and only passing down the knowledge to
you look at the different regions, right? So looking at 200 years of whiskey history, just the last 200 years of whiskey history, taking away some of the political things like prohibition and shit like that, which does put a bump in the road, but that's kind of made up by other markets filling and all of that other stuff. Take that away as well. You have certain markets where they produce a singular good brand, right? And those particular areas may be known by that particular brand and only that brand alone. And generally speaking, there's so much protectionism around that area for that brand, it just stifles innovation, something fierce. You look at other markets where they're quite open, like take Ardbeg as an example. Half of Lefroy went to go work it there to get that bad boy started up. They did it slightly differently. It wasn't a competition. It was a complementation. And that's the attitude they took at it. Well, no, it's true. Ardbeg's been bankrupt half a dozen times. They always come back, and they always come back with a vengeance. It's just whether or not staying power each time, unfortunately. You look at Texas whiskey; those guys are so open and sharing. The distilleries that do that innovation is just rolling. You just don't get bad juice out of there. And when you did, it was when they were still finding their feet. But look at the innovation. Look at the stuff that they're doing. All that experimentation. You would almost expect that from somewhere like, say, Tennessee, where that's just not happening. You've got all of that ability.
Too much tradition.
Well, it's not tradition; it's protectionism, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think there also is that whole, like, a lot of their marketing and a lot of their approach to it is tradition. We've been doing it for this long,
That's
their
a
angle.
singular. That's a singular brand.
Sure,
Protecting that brand, which stifles the innovation in that area.
sure,
Yeah, and that happens in.
But I mean, if they really wanted to branch out,
they could. There's enough.
Yeah, if they could, like, I forget what the Irish one that made a separate company, basically a separate brand, so that they could do those innovative things. Method of Madness, yes.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to do it.
Yeah, and you look at like the amount of court cases that have happened from brands to protect regions. Like, I understand that regionality and all of that is a big marketing thing, but a brand shouldn't, in my opinion, dictate that. It's good business sense because you're basically firming up your market position, but in growth. And I think this whiskey boom, because it's always different each whiskey boom. This whiskey boom has been interesting because there's been more big conglomerates getting together and buying out a lot of these smaller things, but they're keeping that individuality, and they're almost encouraging that pushing the brands to try different things, and sharing the information and stuff like that, which is fantastic. Really fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And while I never know exactly, the real deal, direct information, the innovation has been across the board, just on an exponential snowball. Wine cask finishes of spirits that we've never fucking heard before. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing, that byproduct is opening up a whole nother world to people now really looking into Armagnac, or looking into, Moscatel, or Mizunara, all these things that the average Joe hasn't heard of before. It's not your Pinot Noir or whatever.
And I mean, Mizunara is a fine example, right? So, I mean, the Too Long Didn't Read. Mizunara is an absolute asshole of an oak to work with from a woodworking perspective, which makes making the barrels of it incredibly process product and time consuming. And then it takes a fucking long time for any of the positive effects to take hold. Japan could have held on to that secret and just had it as this is what it is, and then just done it as a special aged Japanese whiskey using a secret tradition, and held on to that information, and they freaking shared the shit out of that information.
Oh yeah.
And that wasn't marketing. That was them genuinely like, hey guys, this is what we get. Like, it's a pain. These are the reasons it's a pain. It's potentially worth it if you're able to endure it. Part of that might have been because if the investment was there, then they could get, more people doing Mizunara oak. More demand for the product means that, the processes and what's available might become more readily available. Who knows? But yeah. Yes. I will. Was that you too? Yeah. Yeah. And then, you're a bastard.
Fuck.
Yeah, and that's one of those other things where because Ireland can do that, Scotland can't. Different rules are fine. Like, yeah, but it's interesting time.
Definitely is.
Yeah, and like I said, it seems to be snowballing. Certainly up here in Canada.
Yeah,
our first wine finished Canadian. Sorry, that's not true. Our first sherry finished Canadian in the Oloroso that we tried. Me and Brad tried at the masterclass there. That was released last fall. And like that's something that quite literally there was no Oloroso finished Canadians until this. And if there was, I certainly haven't heard of them, and they obviously weren't anything of note because it's the first as far as many people are concerned. But that and cask strength, the cask strength movement, hashtag cask strength, is huge because if social media and all of the buzz around cask strength didn't pile up so much, there wouldn't be so many released, because now almost everyone has a cask strength offering, even if it's just one of their core offerings, like a 10-year or whatever, some non-need statement that they constantly offer, now available at cask strength. While not necessarily innovative, because you're simply just doing something that has been always done for a long time, it's just happening more.
Well, and it's becoming more available because let's not shitting on Laphroaig, even though it is one of the lesser of the major three Islers. There are people who are wrong and like it, but Laphroaig as a range,
James,
I don't think would have had. I don't think it would have had the staying power in the book. Like, it would have always been relevant, right? But I don't think it would have had the staying power with the fans had it not had a cask strength offering. Like, it just cannot make enough of your triple woods and your Cardoos and stuff like that. It cannot do enough. And if it didn't have a cask strength in there, I don't think it would have had as much relevance in the top 3%.
Can someone just quickly ban Patrick from the chat? I don't need that kind of negativity.
Yeah, Patrick is like, man.
And on that note, we're gonna be stepping on Ed, so we should.
Don't step on Ed. Everybody, thanks for
I
coming.
mean, he would probably enjoy it, but we still shouldn't step on.
I mean, we don't king shame here, so.
That's true. That's Erica's job anyway, not ours.
Yeah. So
next week, everybody. Thanks for coming and all that.
Cheers.
Cheers.